Hey bread gang, I hope everyone's doing good and keeping safe. There's a penny stock that I believe has got the potential to 10x. Current price of it is roughly around $1, but I believe it can easily get to $10. In this video, I'm going to go through why I believe that's the case. So going through the technical analysis and also the fundamental analysis. So looking at the fundamentals behind the company and the things that are basically driving this price right now, gearing it up for a bullish move, sending it up to $10. So the penny stock that I believe has got the potential to 10x is verge Biosciences. So the ticker symbol is ENVB. So make sure you guys watch to the end so you don't miss any information and also understand why they actually drive the price. So for those who are new, make sure you guys subscribe and of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads, especially if penny stocks are your thing and also making money is your thing. With that being said, let's get this bread. verge Biosciences, a pharmaceutical company, engages in developing various cannabinoid medicines for cancer care. It has a pipeline of development programs for radiodermatitis and all of that. So as a company, the services are going to be much needed, especially with the care of cancer patients. I mean, we all know cancer is a horrible thing. If they continue to provide a good service, the reputation is going to go up and there's going to be a lot of investors looking to invest within the company because they're like, you know what, they're doing a good thing, they've got a lot of potential. And right now I'm putting you guys on this before Wall Street catches on and before a lot of investors catch on to this company, the amount of potential that this company has. So let's have a look at some of the fundamentals behind verge Biosciences that I believe can send the share price to the moon. First of all, getting to $10 and after that heading to the moon. If I have a look at the target price, so this is the average price that analysts are giving it. So the average price right now is $6.50 and the price right now is roughly $1 a share. So the fact that analysts are saying that this has a potential to 6 times what it's currently sitting at, it means that analysts believe that, look, the share price, the company, everything right now is undervalued. So the price doesn't really match the value of the company at the moment. It's a good time to get in when it's basically undervalued. And that way, when it gets to $6, you guys are already in profit. And then when it gets to $10, you guys are laughing all the way to the bank. So knowing the price target that analysts give is actually good because you want to know what people in the industry basically believe about a stock or about a company. But the key figures that I'm going to point you guys to right now is the shares float and the short float. So right now the share float is sitting at 15 million shares that are basically floating around, right, ready to be bought or sold, etc. And the short float, this shows how many short sellers, the short interest within the stock, right, how many short sellers are looking to short this stock and basically believe that the price is just going to continue falling and falling. The short float right now is sitting at 6%. So the minute the price starts to rise, these short sellers, they're going to have to buy back to cover their shares, right? And by buying back to cover their shares, they basically create a lot of demand within the market. So therefore creating like a snowball effect. So the price starts rising, short sellers start buying back to cover, creating demand, and then the price continues rising. That way, snowball effect until the price actually takes off. That's why I believe that the price can get from $1 to $10 very easily. And also looking at the shares outstanding. So the shares outstanding right now is 21 million shares, which is not actually a lot. So basically the minute short sellers start getting trapped, this is going to be a beautiful thing because when they start getting trapped, right, and the price rises, there's not many shares outstanding already, so they're going to be scrambling around like headless chickens. 6%, that's quite a big amount of short sellers already, so that's a lot of shares that are out on loan right now. So it's going to be a lot of shares to cover. So if we look a little bit more at the fundamentals behind verge Biosciences and looking at the annual statements, so basically the earnings have been getting worse from 2017 to 2020. I mean, it's pretty common for a small cap company to be operating at a loss year after year and possibly even getting worse each year because they need to take loans, they need to, especially looking at a bioscience company, they don't really get paid until they come up with like a drug or something that's groundbreaking or something that will basically send sales through the roof, etc. But in particular, I'd like to point you guys to the quarterly earnings. Despite the yearly earnings from 2017 till 2020 getting worse, I mean, 2020 was a huge drop. It went from minus 2 million all the way down to minus 6 million. But looking at the quarterly earnings, quarter 3 of 2020 was $500,000. Quarter 4 was all the way from $500,000 to $4.5 million roughly. But after that, like basically 2021, their quarters have been getting very good. This shows progress within the business. And of course, they're either cutting their losses at areas or they're starting to make profit, or investors are starting to basically take notice of them and invest into them, which is really a good thing. Fundamentally, that's really good to see. So if I have a look at the chart of ENVB, in particular looking at the daily chart, and the thing I was telling you about with the shares flow, short interest, all of that is basically this is a result, right? When short sellers start getting trapped, this is pretty much a result of it. So as you can see, a lot of short sellers were shorting this, pretty much getting gassed. You know what, like this price is going straight to zero, I'm going to profit on it, right? And then the minute the price changed and started heading up, you can see a little bit here where the price changed, a lot of short sellers were desperate and shorting this stock, trying to bring it all the way back down. But the bulls basically took control, got the price above the 10-period moving average, and you can see where a lot of short sellers would have got like really antsy, like, oh my god, this is going against me, I'm seeing a lot of reds in my portfolio, this can't be. And you can see that with pretty much it just kept rising. You know, for a long time we did not see a single bearish candle, because guess what, the short sellers were trapped, they were caught with their pants down. This thing just took off. You know, it went from pretty much $1.80 all the way up to $3.60. So it pretty much doubled, you know, in the space of a few days. And since then the price has just fallen, it's coming back down. This is an example, and I believe we're yet to see something similar happening, and not just similar but a lot bigger in terms of movement happening. You know, because right now the price is sitting above the 10-period moving average. The last time the price broke above the 10-period moving average was roughly the start to that huge move, you know, where the price was pretty much doubling. So the price has broken above the 10-period moving average, which is a momentum indicator. So once the price broke above the 10-period moving average, the bulls tried to drive the price even further up, but the bears are like, you know what, we're not going to have a repeat of this. You know, we're going to try and bring the price down below that 10-period moving average so that the bulls lose morale, etc. Right now, there's a lot of bullish rejection, basically at the 10-period moving average. So right now, this is acting as a good dynamic support. So we wait to see what the price does. If the price stays above the 10-period moving average, or if it breaks below it. But if the price actually stays above the 10-period moving average by the end of this week, then I can see the price basically heading back up, testing this resistance, in particular testing this resistance around $2.65. And then if the price breaks that resistance, then I can really see the price heading up all the way up to here, like around $5, getting towards that initial $6 prediction that analysts are giving. But I can really see the price getting towards $10 quite easily. I mean, this is uncharted territory at $10. So Inveric Biosciences have got a lot of potential in my opinion, and I believe the price can easily get to $10. Initially, possibly getting to that $6 to test that resistance, and then from there on it's going to head basically to $10. And especially looking at the fact that the earnings have been getting better quarter on quarter, a lot of investors are going to be taking note of this. But guys, just remember, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just some guy on YouTube that happens to give you good penny stock picks. You know, at the end of the day, make sure you do your background DD, do some research into the company, understand what the company does fully, and also looking at the price action, etc. Understand basically the investment before you hop on board. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys subscribe, and of course hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Inveric and also the price. And also, do you believe it's going to get to $10, or do you think I'm just talking rubbish? Do you know otherwise, or do you believe otherwise? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know this is the kind of content you guys like to see, and I'll continue bringing out penny stock picks. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next video.